Okay, so we started with this concept like what microservices, what does it do, right? So everything's clear for now, at least
Huh.
the basic idea how
Yes.
it works. Okay.
Huh.
So idea was that we are going to create something like this for now. Two
Yes.
simplest
We have
Spring Boot
to. Yes.
applications. We already have student. I have created both app earlier. So there it is. And next service is going to be this fee service. And we have added one controller which says get student. And it was coming from this repository, which is hard coded, right? If we add some more database calls, it will be more complex and you will be focusing on database. So for now, just making it simpler, we are using hard coded things. Okay, so that was student, and we are fetching student object. Now I'm going to create one more endpoint. Let's start from repository then. This says student data. I'll say student fees data. Okay. But think about right now, if I say fees data, so what's the point of creating one a different microservice if I have to write everything here? I'll write this code. Okay, then we will see. Okay, so I'll write everything in this project. Then we will move it to service. Oh, sorry, that fee microservice. For now, we will put everything like we did earlier. That monolithic project. Everything will be in the same class. So first of all, I would be needing one DTO. So right click on DTO package, new Java class with fee DTO, done. Some fields, string, fee, amount. Okay, that's a one field. Then I'll say date, utils, last emission date, and next will be boolean. Say is paid. Fine. Three fields, and accordingly we generate some setters getters. So right click, generate getter setter, check all, and say okay. Right. So we have
We will.
one.
We will take. We will take this file to the fee project. No.
Right.
Okay.
If you're comfortable, I can do this right now. Or I'll just take it step by step, just writing it here. Then we would move it to fee service. You tell me.
Yes. Yeah. No problem.
Okay. So should I continue in service
Yes.
only? Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So we have DTO, and in student repository, of course, it looks odd because, oh, sorry, it shouldn't be fee student. It should be fees data. So I have to create some one object. DTO equals DTO dot set amount, something like this, and set.
Oh, just 1 second. 1 second. Just 1 second.
Okay. Make it simpler.
Yes.
fee amount is, oh, it should be int. Oh, okay, so fee amount is done, and I have converted that submission date to string type. Otherwise, we will be focusing on conversion of date. So for now, let's just take it 30/01/2022. Last date, then video dot set date. So we'll make it true. Okay, so this is done, and I'll return that object. It's not going to student, it's going to be VDTO. VDTO. Done. Okay, so we have, let's say we have maintained our database. This is our database call. So I'll go back, create one service file, like we have service student service. So right here, I'll create one new interface, which I won't have option yet. So I'll just create it interface right here and call it fee service. Fee service there. Fetch fee data. That's the method name. Okay, nothing is there. And we have to create its IMPL. So I'll just copy, paste it, call it IMPL, paste it. This is going to be class. It says extends, implements. Fee service. To give its implementation. This is a service file, so I have to mark with at service. This is done, and I have to fetch the data from the repository layer. So ideally I should have created a new class, so I'm going to do that. I'll move this method to that class. Java class is going to be fee repository. Done, and I'll take that code from here, paste it over here, mark it repository. Okay, so I'll go here. Then on IMPL, I will auto add this class private fee repository auto add fee repository dot fee data, and I'll return it from here. So service not doing anything, just fetching data from database. For now, this is our database, it's running DT object. So it turns back. Now I have to write its controller. I'll copy it as just copy paste to be fee. So we have fee controller. Everything same, just change its service file. Fee service done. This is going to be fee only. Fee data. This is going to be fee service dot fetch fee data, semicolon, store it in DTO. Not required, we're just doing it that this way, or I can simply turn this the same place. And semicolon. and start. Our new controller is ready with fee API1 and all. School microservice. This was our previous endpoint.
Yes.
So let's create new endpoint. Copy the URL. Paste there. Request get type is going to be fee. And let's run the application. Application is running. Okay, so started. Request sent. Yeah, coming out.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
has fee amount, last submission date, and paid. It's true. Save it at site. Get going to vendors to school management service. Save. Okay, so we have two endpoints running, but as we are talking microservice, so this should go
Mm.
in other layer. And one more thing I want to do here before going further. See, this is just working blindly. It's not saying for which student we are talking about. It's just saying fee, right? But whose
Yes.
data we are talking about? Whose fee structure we're talking about? Is paid or not? So again, who paid or who didn't? So we need something
Yeah.
like
Stick
like some
for it.
student record,
Yeah.
right? So we'll pick name. Okay, I'm just going to copy this field and paste it right over here. Who paid or not,
Yes.
right? Name we needed. So we have added one field. So are you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. The student. We should know that the student has this
Student,
structure.
right? So that's correct. Field is added and DTO. Other layers remain intact except this repository. So I have to tell this feed DTO dot set name. And you know what? The name will come from the request, itself. So it goes like this slash. Remember we did this earlier.
Yes.
You have to
Yes.
pass the username, and that's how it goes.
Yes.
Okay. So now fee service is depend on student name. Without student name, it won't work, right? Then
Yes.
we have to say, tell me what should I write now next?
Here in this public figure you get feed. So yeah, here feed DTO of a student.
Hmm.
So student DTO.
Send it to you. Where? Line 18.
Public fee student get the fee student data. Mm, yes, here some parameter we should accept.
Path variable.
This is controller.
Don't you forget this variable.
No.
And I'll take this name, pass it as it is, copy it, paste it and paste right here. And accordingly, I'll change its service file right here. And I'll pass that name right here. So accordingly, this will also get changed. This name just comes from the request itself. It's fine if you're not getting what just I did. Or if you got everything, that will be also good. Let me run this code, then I'll put everything on paint. Okay, you will get to know what has happened. So here, I'll just say so that name will come from the request that I'm looking for the student record, and that data will come as per its username or just a name. From the started, request sent, and we have record, right? So let me just show you what I just did. So student service, fees controller. So this was fee controller. So then it goes to fee service. So just a one line of code, and goes to service MPL. And we need TTU. Let's cover this up first. Oh no. Paste again. Okay, that's the only code here. Then go back to TTU. We needed setters and getters. Last file here is repository. So what we just did, we passed the student name from here to this service layer. Service layer takes that name. This name comes up here. Then the IMPL just taking it and forwarding it to database call, and database is just taking and using as it is. Usually we write some logic that even that name is present in database or not, right? Like we did earlier when we were writing APIs.
Yes.
But as it's not a case here, so I'm just taking as it is. So name, you see how it is flowing from one end to another end. So we get to know, okay, which student. So this is okay. Any question till now?
No.
Okay, fine. So
Here mainly I have to see that how microservice get connected, how it works.
yeah, that's why I'm just skipping all the basic thing. We have already covered that on Spring Boot.
Yes.
Okay.
In my mind, that is the question: how microservice will come in the picture?
It's going to be simple. Don't worry. It's really simple. Okay, so this code is working, so I can do what? I'll just move everything from here to fee service. Fine. Just copy paste again. So let's see how it goes. So that's the controller. I just copy it. Will this work? Just trying. Okay. Okay. So we service that. Fine. So I will get rid of the student controller. Go away. Then can actually then do this whole step. Copy it. Going over the package and paste it.
Yes.
Okay, great. So skipping all.
So no need of fee file in student window.
No need of.
We should delete that. Means we should delete that fee in from the
Yeah,
student.
right. It will do. Let me copy it first, otherwise from where I'll copy. So that's a fee detail, fee repository. Port and service. All good here. Not good here. Fee controller. Fee service. Repository needs nothing. Service file needs import. Same thing is here. What's the real DTO? Oh, right. It's fee service right now. So remove. Okay, so all good. Now, as this is a different microservice, so I have to change its port as well. Remember, they cannot run in the same
Yes.
port. So that was
Yeah.
I don't remember the port.
7001.
Right. So we will change it to 1002 in a sequence. Okay.
Okay.
So and yeah, of course, we have to delete it from student as well. So time to remove all that thing regarding fees.
Mm.
So I'll remove from always remove the last endpoint. Okay, just giving it you can say trick. Otherwise, you will just wondering what should I remove. So you know this is the endpoint where like everything gets called. So I'll just remove the repository. I just remove the repository and delete anyway, or it will show you usages. So I'll just say delete anyway. Once you delete it, so the files which are using it, they will start complaining. Okay, that file is not present, so they will be get read. So for now, only one file gets read. This file, and this is implementing fee service. So I'll go there. That is this. Remove this implementation. Once I remove it, so service sample gives us some more errors. There. So that means this is dependent on that. I can remove it.
Yes.
This file is removed. The
Yes.
service clear. That is clear. Let's see the controller. This is okay. If I open this, okay, we have red lines. That means this is also using it. So delete this as well. And one more thing, what it is using, it's using feed-eto. Let's remove feed-eto as well. See, I'm just chaining up where things are used.
Yeah.
Delete. Now we have only one red file, fee controller. So select and delete this as well. And our project is clean, right?
Yes.
Because right now we have just written 4 5 files, so it's easy to figure out. But once project size goes build up, you have to search what you have to do. So okay, let's run this code now. It's good, and we can run this application as well. So this is our main method. Right click, run as. Okay, we don't need to run as here, just quickly run that myself. So this is started on 7001, the student service, and this is running on 702. Okay,
Yes.
and one more thing we should do.
We have not added any point in the project that go and take help from this file for this thing.
From student to fee service, you're saying that?
Yeah, yes.
So we have to map it. Let's run this. First of all,
Because both, as of now, both are independent.
both are independent, right? Both are independent projects. So let's run this code. It's getting student record. This will fetch student fees record. It says not found. Oh, the port.
702, yeah. 702.
Okay, both are working fine independently.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is good. Now we have to understand one concept. So far you don't have any confusion, right? Everything looks
No,
good.
no. Yes.
Both are dependent Spring Boot project and they're working good. Now we have to understand the concept of discovery server.
Discovery server.
Right.
Okay.
So hold on, let's do this step by step. The thing, let me break it one more. Let's add one more what we call layer, kind of, which will help us to understand what just happened. Okay, so as I said, you want to make them, you want to see them interacted. So let's do that first.
Yeah.
Then we will learn some concept of microservice. So this is student controller, and this is
Hmm.
getting student record. What I want to fetch some. I want it fetching student record. Next line, what to fetch? Leave it as this. Let's get one more endpoint. It should be that stuff. Okay, like we were trying to do earlier. Then I just change it. So it needs name. So we don't have name. So we'll
Hmm.
do the same here. Student name, which name you're talking about. Then path
What
variable.
variable?
Okay, this will get you now. Okay, so we need get student data. There it is. It needs name, but we know this thing that we don't have to write anything in this student service. That logic or that piece of code is already written in some other microservice, right? So
Okay.
we won't write anything like we did earlier, like feed ETU, feed repository,
Hmm.
feed service file and all. It's being written in other microservice. So we will call that microservice from here. Okay, and the simplest way of doing this thing is by using REST template. That's how Spring Boot works. Okay, I said REST template.
Rest template.
We have used it earlier, remember or not?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I told you that we are going to use the same concept here as well. So REST template will do what? It will take some parameters like it was doing earlier and work out. So how to use it? Pretty straightforward.
At the rest.
Auto it first of all. To use it,
Hmm.
REST template, auto it. It's here. Then says REST template dot. You use the very first one. See what it takes? URL and response type. What's going to be a
Yes.
response type? Okay, so get for object is it takes URL and response type. Now I'm coming back to the fee structure of fee service file. So when I requested this service, this is my URL, right?
Yes.
I'm talking about fee structure now. So that's my URL. And what's my response? This is my response. Correct?
Yes. Firstly. Yes.
To map this response, what I've done, I have created a DTO
Oh.
class, fee DTO,
Yeah.
which is mapping that response and coming it as object, right?
Yes.
So I know the return type. That my return type would be fee DTO. And URL is how I'm accessing this API from this API from this URL. So I can actually copy this URL from here and paste it right there. Name will be dynamic. So I'll just remove this name from here
Hmm.
and say this one. and then this gets complete, and this needs return type. So I'll say fee dto dot class. But as of now, we don't have that class, right? So I need that class at least from here. So I'll just copy it, get copied, going back and DTO paste it. Yes. Controller VDTO is down here. Tell me this line. Is it making sense to you or not?
Yes. Explain once because here template we used their URL.
Hmm. See, thing is, what we're looking for. Let me take an example. Draw. So we have two services. This is student service. This one is fee service. Okay, and this service contains two methods. First is get student, next is get student fee data. They need two methods. So student is okay because that's connected to student only, but this is student fee, which is not supposed to be written here because we already have a service for that, which returns all the fee related things.
Yes.
So what we did, and actually what Spring provides, it provides a class REST template. So REST template. REST template to what? It takes URL and type and request send request other server or API.
Mm.
So what it takes, it just takes some request or return type, a URL and return type, and hit the request to the server or the API we are working on. So for now, we have a API. I'll just say here we have fee service, fee API. So what would be the URL? URL would be this. What's its return type? The type is PDTO. So we'll use this REST template right over student service. Here takes these two things from here to here, which contains URL and type. And we already have a endpoint. This endpoint we already have in this class. So we'll just hit this API and return back something which is of feed2 type, and you get your object right here. So when we are getting response, we turn it up, we go down. So when this fee service returns something, it will have feed2 response. That is this. So to implement the same, we have used RestTemplate in our class like this way. This is a main thing which can take student name. Fee detail can we get through the student name. So I just sent the user student name. But I know there's a service running, fee service, which can take student record and returns the fee data. So I used its and find as name is going to be name and my return type is this one. Yeah, you saying something?
Here we have mentioned the URL of fee API, fee file.
Right.
What we can say, fee microservice or fee what?
Where?
I mean, here we have make use of URL of fee, no? So what we will call it? This is the URL of fee file microservice.
Yeah, you can say it. Fetching student fee data. Let me add it here. From fee service.
Fee service.
Microservice basically. So we just what is microservice? Just web service. And what is web service? REST endpoints. And everything is connected here. So it's trying to hit this thing, and if everything goes, of course, I have to change the URL as well here. Return type. You know what? Let's do one more change here because we are student DTO. Let's inject that thing here. DTO like we did earlier. Teacher inside student inside teacher. One-to-one mapping, one-to-many mapping. Update, get etc. So what I just did, I have added this fee DTO inside student DTO. It's right here. So what I'll do, I'll call this method. We have student DTO, we have DTO there as well. So I'll say fee student DTO dot set fee DTO. Fee DTO gets filled from that request, and we have a whole student object gets returned from here. And done. Tell me it's okay or not.
Yeah, it is okay.
Yeah, so I'm getting student record from the same file, getting fees record from other service, and binding up everything and returning the student object. Let's see, is it running or not? Because this might give some message. Let's see. Is it a case here or not? Okay, so see, we are getting one error. What it says that considering defining a bean type, REST template in your configuration. It's saying it says you're trying to like auto-wire some REST template, and Spring is not able to figure out where this class is, where its implementation.
REST template implementation.
Yeah, like see, I have auto-wire student service. So I have given something right here, right? That's the class, student service and student service Ampere. That's my implementation for student service. But Spring is not able to figure it out where the implementation of REST template is. So to fix that, we have to go to the main class right here. And we have to create a bean. Remember, we created lots of beans in previous Spring Boot project. So yeah, something we have to do here, public return type would be REST template. REST template. Put in this, it's not working. REST template. I'll say get REST template and return new REST template. REST template and semicolon, and just say at auto wired. Sorry, not auto wired. Add bean. So we have a bean right here. So this is done. Let's run this code one more time. Run. And you can see this is running now. See, now no error. It's working fine. So my service up
Yes.
at 701. Other service
Yeah.
already running on 7002. So all
Yes.
good. So this works out and it gives us the bean or implementation. Okay, it's right there. Now let's test it. So as I've created a new, endpoint, I'll just duplicate the tab, and the endpoint would be different. Student controller, it's student fee, then student name. Student fee, then
Student
that.
name.
Save as. Saved. Let's hit this request. See, working.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yes.
usually don't like things work out in a single work, click. But okay, it's a
Simple.
case. It's a good case here. It's simplest API.
Yeah.
So we have student record till here, and then fee structure, and name is same.
Yes. Yes.
So see, they're interacting. What else you need?
Yeah.
So you can create one more service. Could be anything, attendance or activities, curricular activities, and
So
call it from
so
here.
in order in order to interact, we just make use of the REST template,
Right.
and we mention the URL.
And
Uh,
return
we
type.
can,
This should be
yes.
right. This return type. That's why we always use DTO. I hope now now I hope this is making sense why we need DTO.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just put everything in one place. So we added this new endpoint. That's the only thing we did. Call a service. Access. So this service running. So this fetches the record. This fetches student record. Then we're setting everything and returning the object. Just for your reference, I'll take the screenshot from here. Wait. Okay. So this is the endpoint we try to hit. This is the response. So this is the endpoint we used here. And this feeditio.class is right here. This is right here. This is right here. Okay, and if everything was fine, your API returns the complete response. Should record with its fee structure. Okay, and this is our output. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, so now see, this is okay. It's fine that having a method which is using this kind of way of calling one other service, giving its complete path basically. But again, if you notice, see, this doesn't look good, right? Localhost basically. In future, if you're going to
Okay.
use what do you call other APIs or server endpoints, this is localhost. Maybe see how it works in projects. This is my endpoint which is running in my local machine. Okay, let me explain the use cases. Having this piece of code is not that good. It's working, that's fine, but we have to enhance the working. Okay, so we are talking about this endpoint. So for now, as it's working in my local machine, so all good, nothing is wrong. Student name, paste it. Now I want something which will this is local machine. Let me write it. Local system. And if you go to dev server, what looks like? Oh, it's not getting black.
What do you mean by dev server?
Where you deploy your code after getting its jar file. We got multiple environments. So I'm going to write them. Don't worry. Dev server, then QA server, server, then we go on prod server. You know, the when product goes live.
QA, quality analyst server.
Yeah. Right. This is for testers who test the code. So think about the scenario. For now, we have local. On dev, the API would be different. API, sorry, not API, the endpoint. So this is local host. This could be, I'm just writing random, IPs here.
Yeah.
Okay. On QA, the IP would be different. Of course, not 778. Okay, something random. And on prod, IP would be different. Are you getting what I'm just explaining here?
These are different server. You are mentioning HTTP URL for each.
Yeah. So think about if this is the case. So are you going to change everything every time in your code, Java file, then change something?
No, this is not the good way.
Right. It's not ideal. Of course, this is very bad. So
Yeah.
if you use this approach, so for every scenario, you have to go back to code. And this is just one call. If you have hundreds of call, think that scenario, everything get messed up, right?
Yeah.
This is okay for beginners when you're actually learning things that how two servers or two APIs interact. But as we progress, this is not a right way. And I hope it's clear to you, right? No doubt.
Yes.
Okay. If we follow this approach, we need to change in business logic in multiple Java files, and it's even not feasible.
It's not.
This will not make sense. Why you have to go every email file and change the code? So yeah, this will impact. So we have some better approach. Okay, and there comes that Spring Cloud in action. Okay, it says okay, you are looking for different
Yes,
environments.
yes.
That's fine. It's good. So let's just give
Spring
you an
Cloud.
overview. Tomorrow we'll try to implement it. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a term, we call it service discovery. And this works in both ends, client side and server side.
So this is the part of Spring Cloud service
Right.
discovery.
Side and server side.
Server side.
So we got two things. So how it works? Let's see. Just giving a diagram, okay? Coding is done for today. Let's understand some
Okay.
concept. Then we'll
So,
continue from the same. So client side and server side. So we have a client. I'm talking about the first one, okay? For now, client side service discovery. Okay, so we have client side discovery, which says client. Client. This is our postman, okay? Don't get confused when I say client. Postman. Example. Give you example. Example is postman.
Postman.
What is client? Postman. Postman is a client. REST client.
Yeah. Yes.
Then we have multiple services running. So I'll get some more boxes. One service, two service, and dot dot dot. Some more services. Okay, and this is service one. Service one. You can call it student service. What do you say?
Yes. Student side.
This is service two.
Yes.
Free service, right? Free service. And
Service
just for
3.
example. No, I'll just call it N. Okay. It could be anything. So this is just say some service. Service. I just call random service. Okay, whatever comes up. So postman, what we were doing, we were just directly interacting it. Okay, earlier.
Yeah. Earlier we were interacting with Postman directly.
Right. So it goes like here, then here, then here. So postman knows what it is requesting, correct?
Yeah.
It knows that, okay, where it is sending the request. But now we have a case that student service should know where things gets called. So I'll just copy this as it is. That's the next phase. and in between, I'll just remove this box. Now Postman will not call anything directly. Okay. In between, we'll put something which is known as discovery server.
So discovery. Okay.
Again, it's a annotation. We are going to create a separate project basically. Okay. We'll see how to do that. So now onwards, from Postman, we'll just hit that discovery server. Just giving example. Okay. Not this is not exactly going to be implemented. Just giving you idea how it works.
Yes.
So now onwards, we are not going to directly interact any service. This discovery service will do for us. It will internally decides which server has to be called. Okay, we just give or pass some name to it and takes it. Okay, so this was first approach, and the approach used this line. Okay,
Yes.
this approach we use this thing.
Yeah. In order to.
Okay, this is done. Okay, now we need to understand how this discover server works. Fine. So I hope the numbers are clear. If I give
Yeah.
like numerically 1 goes 2, for example, then because we know service 1, that is student service, was using some of the feature from fee service as well. Okay, let me do this thing. This is just an example for you. Let me explain our code, what we are going to implement tomorrow. This is second approach. Concepts are big, but when it comes to implementation, they are really easy. Believe me. Okay, so you have to just think about how market service works. So you have to focus on how these things are working. Implementation wise, they are quite easy. Okay, believe me, it's really easy. You have to put some annotation and configuration, one line of configuration, and it's done. So that's going to be first, then 2, and see, student service was using some features from this, right? So
Yes.
internally, it was calling something. Fetch some
Yeah.
record from fee service. So it goes 3. Then it is 4. Response gets filled up,
Okay.
and
Yes.
discovery returns the response here. That will be student DTU, which contains both.
Sweet. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I got the flow.
let me give the this as well. So it goes there,
Mm.
and it goes there, and fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
what we are going to achieve tomorrow.
Yes.
And more concept. Now here comes the big thing. We are actually talking about Spring Cloud. So let me write this in the first place here. This is about Spring.
Spring Cloud.
Yeah. Paste. Okay, so as a note, what Spring Cloud do? We don't need to understand server side client discovery. Okay, like I mentioned, we have two kinds of service discovery: client side and server side. We are not going to do service side. Why? Why? There's a big reason, because Spring Cloud uses client side
Yes.
discovery.
Client side discovery.
So
Yes.
if it is not using,
Server
so why?
side.
Yeah. Don't mix up that front end and back end. Okay, it's different here.
Okay.
And
Just client for discovery. Okay.
cloud thing which provides this feature, Eureka. As Spring Cloud provides Eureka as technology.
Eureka. Eureka का
Have you
मैं
heard this
नाम
term
सुनी
before?
होगी.
हाँ, इसी में सुना
Yeah.
होगा. Implement
और
this client side
Eureka
discovery.
is a cloud.
Eureka is a technology which is used in Spring Cloud to provide what?
It is,
Client side discovery.
yes, शायद YouTube पे ही मैंने कहीं सुना है
Ah,
इसके
this
बारे
is quite common. Eureka,
में. Yeah.
spelling stuff.
As technology to implement the client-side discovery.
So from where this thing comes up, we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, if you want, of course, spend some time and see what Eureka is. Okay.
Yeah, Eureka. Okay.
Netflix का नाम सुना है?
Netflix, huh?
Netflix.
Why Netflix comes here?
We are now going to stream some data for you. Okay, for your enjoyment. Okay. So you know what Netflix did? It's just not providing you all those videos, movies, streaming us live, IoT and all.
Yes.
Netflix actually created lots of libraries for microservices.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not just providing our entertainment. They're actually inventing
Okay.
or created these. Not said these, but okay, I'll just write those data. Created these libraries for microservices. It's going to be interesting to see. And what these libraries are, first of all, of course, Eureka was designed or developed in Netflix. Okay. Ribbon is also used there. Restricts. सुनाई है सब ना restricts.
ना बट मुझे कुछ आइडिया नहीं किधर कहाँ सुना था.
Okay, fine. So Netflix did provide, actually they have given the core coding. And
Core coding.
what Spring Boot do? Spring Boot provides wrappers over these technologies. Okay.
Wrappers over this technology. Oh, Spring Boot provide wrappers. Means cover.
Cover over there. They said okay. Okay, I'll explain this thing later on to you. Okay. For now, just take it this way. Wrapper provides some beautiful enhancement over there. You are just saying, think about, you are writing some code over. If you want to print something in console, what you will do?
Console.
In Java, if you want to print something.
So we will compile the code here for printing system.out.println.
Right, system dot, right? So you have to say system.out.println.
Yes.
Or let me show it this way. Because this is not giving that much scenario here. I'll give you the code. Just explaining you what is meant by wrappers here.
Okay.
So that I'm writing anything. So okay. Does Java provides this blue color?
No, this is no. Java does not provide this blue color.
Right. It is given by Eclipse. Right.
Yes.
Does Java says that write just main and you will have main class or main method? No, right?
Compiler says this.
Yeah, it's for compiler, right? But Eclipse
Yeah.
is doing what? It's providing a wrapper. Just does Java say that put a dot and press control space and you can fetch all the methods?
No, no, this is Eclipse features.
Right. Eclipse is what Eclipse did. They have added the library of core Java and wrote some wrappers over it, so you can call
Oh,
these kind of things.
yeah, okay, okay.
So having the core feature and providing some extra things over the technology. This is what Spring does. This is okay. You have given or developed a beautiful technology that is Eureka. It's a big, one of the biggest server. I mean, mostly used server in industry when it comes to microservices. Those says, okay, you have a nice server. We will enhance it, and you won't believe it. Right now, most of the guys who are actually working on this
Hmm?
Eureka, they don't use
Yeah.
core Eureka. They always use Spring Boot Eureka, even from the Netflix guys. This is
Oh,
okay. You have beautifully enhanced our API or code. So
okay.
that's the case. So Spring did what? That's why Spring is good. It enhance or write wrappers over them so beautifully that it can do lots of stuff, like add-on features. Having a core feature, then providing some more features over there. So it's easy to implement. Why wrapper? So easy to implement. You have to do what? I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay. So if you get some time, just go over these terms
Yeah.
just for Erika. Okay. What Erika do? So that will be easy. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. So we have done some certain things
Oh,
just to try to replicate it, create some more service, call it, and see how it works. Huh?
yes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So
Pawan, thanks.
meet you tomorrow. Bye bye. Yeah.